Hair Popp is a beauty and lifestyle brand with a twofold mission to get quality natural hair care and lifestyle products into as many homes across the globe and to empower independent Black businesses. Here with us is Dominique Lescott, founder and owner of Hair Popp. Welcome to GMSKN, Dominique.
Good morning, Dominique.
Thank you. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Before we get into the details about your business, what is your connection to St. Kitts and Nevis?
So my grandparents are from St. Kitts and Nevis. Well, Nevis specifically.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. I heard the accent, so you're not.
So I'm born in Britain.
Okay,
I'm born in Birmingham in the United Kingdom, in England specifically. I don't know why I said United Kingdom. Yeah, so I'm born in England and my grandparents are from Nevis and they moved to England during the Windrush era.
Okay, nice.
And as a young child, I came back to Nevis often. So from the age of 18 months, my mum brought me and then my parents got married in Nevis as well. Nice. So I have a strong connection with the island.
Oh, sweet. Nice. So tell us about your journey to Hair Popp.
So Hair Popp started in 2018 and it was a result of my personal experience. So I've done lots of different things with my hair over the years and the last thing that happened, I had a perm and my last perm, it destroyed my hair. And from that, I decided that I needed to stop doing this to my hair. And I'm quite active as well. So I like sports, I like swimming, I like running. And water is not good when you have a perm.
Nope.
It makes it very awkward.
Yeah.
So I decided to stop perming my hair and relearn what my natural hair actually, how to actually look after it properly. Rather than just using protective styles all the time. And then I also found that there were a lot of independent Black businesses, particularly in the UK, in the hair industry, that have really great quality products, but just didn't have the time to be able to market them to people. So Hair Popp came about by bringing together quality, natural hair care brands and people that are looking for hair care solutions and don't necessarily know where to find them.
All right, so in that vein, tell us about the collaborations with those businesses.
So I went around mainly on social media actually. So I came here in 2017 or 2017 and I did a lot of social media research, finding out what brands there were, what sort of products they offered. And then I went back into the UK in 2018 to actually launch the brand. And I would go to every single hair show, business show, wherever there was going to be Black people, Black women, anything to do with natural hair care. And just to kind of get to know the owners, get to know people as well and understand their actual problems.
Why do you think our race is marginalized in the hair community?
I don't know why we're so marginalized, because as Black people, we actually have so much spending power when it comes to our hair care, hair and beauty. I can't even give you an accurate statistic, but a few years ago it was 5.25 billion was spent in hair and beauty, and Black women made up 80% of that spend. But we're not the ones that are making the things, we're the consumers of it.
Indeed.
So we're actually spending a lot to look beautiful, but we're just not being a part of actually making the money, which is why Hair Popp is about joining consumers and those independent brands as well.
So you mentioned joining. So these persons, I should say, that make the hair products, are they all Black? Are they small businesses or do they produce on a large scale?
So they are all Black, and that's quite intentional because I feel that there are a lot of Black people that know what the problems are for Black women, men and children. And the products that we're accustomed to growing up with, we think that they're made by Black people because they might have a Black person or a shea butter on the front, but it's a lot of them are actually owned by Indian men.
Yes.
So they don't necessarily care about the quality of the products. They contain a lot of harmful ingredients that have led to things like cancer, infertility, and those sort of things. So it's really important for me that it's for us and by us, because we're going to know the problems that we have, and then these companies provide a solution. So most of them are small,
Yes.
but small in the sense that a small business is a company that's under 250 employees and making less than £1 million, I think it's £1 million or $1 million for a certain period. So, but then a lot of them as well are now on the high street. So they're in the bigger retailers, but they're still defined as a small business, but they're definitely getting out there.
Good stuff.
Right. So, what products do you offer?
A range, so shampoos, conditioners, curling custards. We have men's grooming products as well, beard combs, beard oils, shampoo. So my thing is that I really want to be able to have a range of products for the whole family. So not just for women, not just for children, but the whole family to be able to use. So you name it, and I've probably got it. And if I can't get it, I will try and source it.
Okay.
What are you buying?
Well, I have beard oil.
Dominic, what has the feedback been from the men since they are included in Hair Popp?
The men really enjoy it, actually. I get a lot of male customers, which is quite nice. And I think they like the fact that they weren't excluded. But from the beginning, I always said that I wanted to be able to include men in the conversations and also be able to serve them as well. Because when we think of hair care, we just think of women. And particularly during the pandemic, I got a lot more male customers because men were at home, the barbershops were closed, and all of a sudden, people who would never grow their hair were now growing their hair. The men were growing locks, they were growing creamers, they were growing afros, they were growing their beards, because for some men as well as women, beards, afros aren't seen as professional in the workplace. So now being at home and the barbershops were closed, it was a good time for them to say, let me try this out without necessarily being judged.
It's funny that you are one of the lucky ones, I would say, to survive during the pandemic because your business boomed.
Yes.
It didn't fall. How did that make you feel?
It felt really good. And also, I think, so part of it was because hairdressers, hair shops, barbershops were closed. So that meant people now were buying online.
Yes.
And my company, we supply online. So for us, it was really positive because there were people that never combed their hair before and now had to learn. So I would do virtual workshops showing people how to use products, when and what to use. And that was quite nice because it also got picked up by the BBC. So we did a workshop online for them as well. And then we would do Zoom conversations. But then, unfortunately, after George Floyd was killed, that spiked sales for us as well because people want to support other black people, but it was also based on a lot of trauma. But it was positive for me because people were kind of like, wow, I don't want to keep shopping outside of my community. This is one way I want to be able to support my community, but we were already doing this anyway. So it was just kind of, it was heightened for us.
Addition. Okay, stuff.
Oh, pardon the pun, but your hair is definitely popping.
Thank you. I try to live by example.
All right, so tell us about the name Hair Popp. How did you come up with that?
So when it comes to black hair care, I find that it can be quite political sometimes. So we will always see the sort of fist or the afro comb and everything looks typical. And I wanted to stand out because whilst hair is very political for black people, I also wanted it to be fun because I have a lot of fun with my hair. It's very versatile. I like to experiment with styles and colors and cutting and all those different things. So as well as it being about why is it that we can't go to work with our hair like this, it's also about, well, actually, I'm going to this festival, I want to do my hair like X, or I just feel like changing it to Y type of thing. So I wanted it to be fun, which is why the logo has really bright colors, because that represents me as an individual. It represents me as an island girl. And I just wanted to make the brand a really fun brand and inclusive, not so political all of the time. So that's why the name came about. And it's kind of a spin-off, you know, when we say, oh, your hair's popping, the kind of thing. So it's meant to be fun. And your hair is popping.
So I got it. All right, we'll be back to continue this discussion. Stay tuned, everyone.
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. Wada.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Back to Good Morning SKN as we continue our popping conversation as we pop our hair. So, Dominique, a few weeks ago, you and Chantel Miller of Island Girls Rock co-hosted a film screening event for, is it SORF?
Soft hair.
It's
in the accent.
Okay, so it's Soft Hair Film. Tell us about this initiative and the outcome.
So Soft Hair is a film by a Trinidadian filmmaker, and it's all about the discrimination of natural hair. And the filmmaker interviewed people in Trinidad to kind of get their experiences. So it touched on professionalism, families, relationships as well. So we screened that in the Malcolm Gishard Park. It's quite a nice venue.
Yes.
And it was really a really good conversation. So we watched the film, which was amazing. And then we had a panel discussion with Chantal moderated it, myself and 2 other people. And then we opened it up to the audience as well. And what was interesting for me is that, especially being from the UK, I always see discrimination from an institutionally racist perspective. So it might be through microaggressions in the workplace, for instance. But then coming to the Caribbean, we realized that people have the same sort of issues, but it comes from within our culture. But that is also probably a result of colonialism.
Yes.
Because I would just naturally think that you could go to work with your hair however, you could go to school with your hair however, and it would be fine. But there's instances of children in Nevis being sent home from school because the hairstyle wasn't accepted. Even one of the guests, as an adult, she was sent home from work because of her hairstyle, which I think is crazy, especially in 2022. And in the Caribbean, where the majority of people are black. But it was really good to be able to open up those conversations and for people to actually talk about their experiences of wearing their natural hair or changing their hairstyles or just the perception of being confident within themselves. So it was really a really good conversation, and now people want more events, more of the film screening.
Indeed.
So that was quite nice.
Nice. I'm glad it turned out to be a success for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
When we talk about natural here and we talk about what it represents, to me, your perspective is really a fresh one. Because I love the way that you said that based on your background, where you were born, etc. It's institutionalized, but you come here and you realize there are a lot of the same undertones, and we don't attribute it to that, colonialistic past, colonialism. But we have the same mindset, and you're absolutely right. Freedom of expression, natural hair. What are the misconceptions concerning natural hair?
There are so many. Sometimes it's just judgment. So one person's confidence is different to another person's confidence. And often that's what natural hair comes down to, in my opinion. So when I worked in London in a corporate office, I had a big red afro. And some of my colleagues would be like, oh my gosh, how do you come to work like that? You're so brave. And I would say, well, no one sacked me. And it doesn't stop my ability to be able to do my job.
Exactly.
Nobody, I was one of the fortunate ones where my managers weren't saying, oh, you can't come to work with your hair like that. But then I noticed that as I came to work with my hair in a certain way with different styles, and other people started experimenting with color and styles and not wearing the protective styles all the time. So I definitely think it can be a confidence thing, because if you've had a perm all your life or you've had braids all your life, to then have your natural hair out, you need to learn how to look after it. And for some people, it's that perception that, oh, it's hard, or my hair's not soft, you know, all these different things, when actually we just need to take the time to learn it, because everybody's hair is very different. You know, for some people, they can spray it with water and it absorbs it, and other people, it would just run straight out.
Straight out.
So it's definitely something that we need to be able to work on. And I think for children as well, it's really good for them to be able to feel confident from a very young age, rather than feeling like their hair's tough or it's not soft, or, you know, it's different. And then that's just normal for them. You know, I came from an area where it was after a certain age you got a perm, but then no one taught you how to look after the perm. So when you're a young person, you've got this perm, your hair starts nice and long and straight, and then it gets dry and it breaks off because you know, you don't know how to maintain it and look after it. But if you only have your natural hair, then you only ever learn that. And when I have events, I find that a lot of parents decide to go back to natural because of their children. Because their children say, oh, mommy, I want straight hair, or such and such, and my hair's picky, or whatever kind of negative connotations. And then the parents go back to natural so that they can be an example to their children.
You had a perm once. Why did you perm your hair before going back to natural?
I didn't want to perm my hair, you know. It's really interesting, because I know a lot of people say, oh, I really begged my mom for a perm. I actually didn't know what a perm was. So my mom, she was a hairdresser before she had me. So I always trusted her, and I always used to love getting my hair done by my mom. Sundays, her washing it, sitting down reading a book or watching TV. That was our kind of bonding time. And one day she said to me, I'm going to do something to your hair that's going to make it long and straight. And I was just like, okay. Didn't know what this thing was called a perm. And then I was like, okay, this is the end of, you know, getting my hair braided, because everybody always used to comment, oh, your hair's so nice, you always got different styles. But that was more of my mum's decision, and I'm not sure if it had to do with my brother coming along and me having all of this hair and my mum having less time, so it was probably easier for my mum. But I never really enjoyed it that much. Like I enjoyed it when I first got it done and it's going straight, but wrapping, I never got that. It was never something that I mastered very well. One side was straight and the other side was kinky, and I sweat a lot from my hair. And then as a late teenager, especially being really involved in sports, I was riding a bike or doing something that was sweating out of my hair. It just didn't make sense for me to perm it.
Got you. Well.
So very quickly, Dominique, we're going to pop up right now. So Hair Popp has organized some pop-up shops in the Federation. What's the objective?
The objective is to get natural hair care products across the globe in as many bathrooms as possible, so that people can find solutions. So instead of saying, oh, my natural hair is too difficult, that's why I don't wear it, but actually to find products and a routine that works for them. And it's not having an actual pop-up and an event is an opportunity to build a community and for people to ask questions to myself or to other people. You know, someone might come to an event and see you with your hair and say, oh, well, what do you use? Or how do you style your hair? How do you achieve that? They might ask me a different question. They might ask me for a different kind of advice. So it's really about coming together, because for Black people, when we talk about hair, it's never just about hair. The conversation goes on to so many different things. You know, it comes down to workplace or sports or relationships, perception. So it's really nice to be able to come together and build that community. And when we had the soft hair event, that's what I really enjoyed. It was bringing people together and just seeing everybody really connecting, because at the end of it, people were saying, oh, I want to work with that person, or asking this person for their details. And that's really heartwarming for me. And just bringing people together, because a couple of months ago we had I think it was just before Easter, after Easter, we had a back to school event where I had a bouncing castle, and we had a few local hairdressers and a barber that were just doing the kids' hair before they went back to school. So there was a bouncy castle to entertain them while the kids were waiting.
I think I saw that on your
and
Facebook.
yeah, it was really nice. You know, the children had a really good time, and for the parents, they just got to relax. Some of them didn't even stay. People were just dropping their kids out. Some of the parents stayed, and it was one less thing for them to have to do, and all the kids got to really have a nice time. So it really is about bringing the community together as well.
All right, so our final moments. How do people get in touch with you? Facebook, details, whatever, that's your camera.
Okay, so you can get in touch on the website, which is www.hairpopp.com. That's HAIRPOPP.com, and on Instagram, Facebook at Hair Popp as well. Or you can contact me directly, 665-0203. And I also have a temporary pop-up shop over in Camps in Nevis, where you can come and shop offline.